basic pot of rice. It seems like it should be so simple, but even the most experienced cooks can find it frustrating. You can end up with rice that's hard, rice that's mushy, or a scorched layer of rice at the bottom of your pot. Well, in this video, I'll show you how to avoid all of those pitfalls and cook the perfect pot of rice every time. First, let's talk equipment. If you're getting a scorched layer of rice at the bottom of your pot, it might not be your fault, it might be your pot. You want a heavy bottom pot like I have here. This is a stainless steel. You could also use an anodized aluminum or an enameled cast iron. You just want something substantial, not flimsy. You're also going to want a tight-fitting lid. This is going to prevent too much steam from escaping. Rinsing your rice in a few changes of cold water removes loose starch on the surface that can make the rice sticky. So if you're going for a fluffy rice, this is an important first step. There are several methods for cooking rice, but the absorption method is the simplest. Essentially, you add a measured amount of water in the pot with the rice, and you cook it with the lid on. By the time the water is absorbed, the rice is fully cooked. So as a rule of thumb, you want to use 1.5 to 1 3/4 cup of water for every 1 cup of long grain white rice. I'm going to bring this to a boil over high heat. As soon as the rice reaches a full boil, turn the heat down to a simmer and put the lid on. Now, if you're using an electric stove, you're going to want to use 2 burners. One that's set to high heat so that you can bring the pot up to a boil, and then one that's already set to medium-low so that you can immediately lower the heat to a simmer. Cook this with the lid on for about 12 minutes or until all of the water is absorbed. It's okay to lift the lid to check to see where the water level's at. Just be sure to close it quickly so that too much steam doesn't escape. All right, now that everything's absorbed, here's the secret to really great rice. Let the pot sit off the heat for at least 5 minutes and up to 30 minutes. If I were to serve this now, it would be really dry at the top and really moist at the bottom. So by letting it sit, all of that moisture is going to redistribute evenly throughout the rice. It's kind of like letting a roast sit when it comes out of the oven. When you're ready to serve, fluff the rice with a fork. You'll see that it's perfectly cooked and evenly moist all the way through.